My name is Dawn Thomas. I smoked marijuana once or twice when I think I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started smoking marijuana when I was 18, fully probably like at 22. I was just smoking marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
I started using methamphetamines when I was probably 26 or 27.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 children. My son, I had him, he was positive for marijuana. They never drug tested me, so I never got caught. So he was born positive to marijuana. I smoked all the way up till the day I had him. And then he was born, and like 6 weeks after he was born, I started using methamphetamine again. My child was 3, I think, 2 or 3, and my daughter was probably 10. And my mom, she turned me into CPS. My family wouldn't talk to me, and I come from like a really close-knit family. And I was homeless. And I was homeless. I was living at the mission. I was trying to stay clean, and I was trying to get my kids back. I went to treatment the first time, and I got kicked out. I was not there. I was there maybe a month, and I got my son placed against my counselor's wishes. My CPS wishes.
Gotcha.
My counselor advocated for him to be placed. Well, he was placed, and I wasn't ready, and he wasn't ready. And I got discharged, and then I came back, and then I went to sundown for 30 days, and I got out, and it was like a week, maybe 2, and I started using again. And then before I was leaving sundown, my social worker told me that I'm going to another treatment center. I was like, what are you talking about? I thought 30 days, I'm going to have it made, right? No. So I got out of sundown and I went to Real House. And I am grateful that I got to go to Real House. I was just like them. We were all the same. And the counselors, my counselor really cared about me. And I had a lot of behaviors that I needed to work on. And it worked on both the treatment and the behaviors because they go together. And I'm just really grateful for my counselor because I was really difficult to get along with and be around and stuff. But I learned that I can change, and it's okay to change. And it's okay to be nice. And it's okay to have friends and people that care about you. And I was there. I mean, it just saved my life, because if I wouldn't have went to Real House, I probably never would have stopped using, and I probably would have lost my kids. I probably would have lost my kids. I was there 7 months before I got my son.
Wow.
Because my social worker really wanted to make sure I was ready. Because she didn't want to take him away again. So I was there 7 months, and I graduated 8 months in 1 day. I think it's really important. I mean, anybody can go to an inpatient facility, but when you get out, that's where it counts.
Right.
And that's where you need the support. It all goes together. And so it's easy in a way to do it when you're in, but when you're out, you have to have support and hope you learned. And so that's why outpatient is so important, because you need that support. You need people around you. But I went and applied for a DOTSA, and I went to detox, and I stayed in detox for like 2 weeks. Because I didn't get any kind of benefits from the state. I didn't qualify. I didn't have my children, and so a DOTSA was available. Well, I got my son. My daughter went to go live with her dad, so I just had my son. I did my IOP, and I waited until I got my classes, and I graduated, and I was stable. And then I started working part-time at a retail store, and then I applied for college. And I was living in transitional housing. I was going to college full-time, working part-time, and raising my son, who was 4. I went and I graduated from college, and I got a degree, Associate of Applied Science, and I was a legal assistant for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have people telling me, "Oh, you should work with women and help them," and I was like, "I don't want to do that."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Why?" And I go, "Why would I want to do that?"
They're awful.
Why would I want to do that? I remember me. Why would I want to do that? And so I kept doing my job as a legal assistant, and I wasn't getting anything.
Yeah.
It was just, I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't getting something. And then I decided I'm just going to try and, be an advocate.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it, and I, love my job.
Mm-hmm.
I, would not trade it for anything, because I can help these women and these kids, and these women aren't alone. I'm a PCAP advocate, Parent-Child Assistance Program advocate. I work with moms when hopefully they're still pregnant, and we get them into treatment so we can prevent, substance-affected newborns, which is really important. We get them into treatment, we get them, services, mental health services. We help facilitate moms with visits and social services. We pretty much do a lot for them, because a lot of our moms are homeless. They have more than one child, and they have no support.
So they have homeless children too?
They have a lot of children that are homeless in the system. And I tell them my story, and they're like, "Really?" I go, "Really?" And they're like, "You don't seem like you would be like that." And I go, "I was." And they were like, "Oh my gosh." I go, "But you can change. You have support, and you have people around you that support you and love you and will be there for you and not judge you. You can change." Well, nobody gave up on me. Nobody cut me off. I can understand over and over and over and over, people over and over and over. I get that. That is expensive. That is frustrating, and that is hard.
Okay.
That, maybe they can put a cap on how many these people go to treatment. Because it would be great if we got it the first time, but sometimes we don't. But I can understand 10, 15, that's a lot, and that's expensive. So maybe just think about a cap. Maybe just think, okay, look at the big picture. They've done this X amount of times. We can't afford to do this again.
This is what we
But
can afford.
instead of just taking it all away, that's going to do so much more harm. We're going to have so many more crime, so much more crime, kids in care. Our foster care system is going to be overrun. So maybe if something did have to happen, maybe look at how many times have these people went to treatment. How many times have they been successful? But I think just to completely wipe out treatment is unfair. And I think it would be doing more harm than good, and for the big picture. It might save money right now, but it's not going to be worth it.
Thank you.
Okay.